Good evening, everybody. Yes, this is a live video from Bealtaine Cottage, and it's to explain a couple of things regarding the website, because I've had a few emails today and some people interested in finding out how to use the website to find specific things. So I've got my laptop here and I was on the website and I've sorted out a guide to using this. So I'm going to show you in a few minutes. Let me just... I've lit the stove because it's very cold. I'm just going to bring Jack's bed in here. Jack, Rob says hello. Let me just pull up this great big double duvet. Here we go. Pop it down there for you. Now, hi Charles. Hi Chris. Oh, thank you, Rob. Yes. I'm sort of the appendage here, you know. It's Jack's show. Yes, he does love that double duvet. King size duvet. Oh, hello. A lot of hellos went up there. Hello, everyone. Okay. Now, you go and sit down, Jack. There's a good boy. Staff to the canine. Sort of, yeah. So, snowing in Limerick. Oh, really? Do you provide accommodation? Well, that's a difficult one because there's a few things that prohibits that in terms of what people expect. First of all, I only have a compass toilet. Secondly, all my water comes via a spring well. So during the summer, the pressure on the spring well is very low. And it means that sometimes there's not enough water there for a shower. So for people coming to stay, they have certain expectations, and none of which can be fulfilled really. And besides which, that bed clothes and stuff. I don't have a washing machine or tumble dryer. I suppose the short answer would be no, I don't have visitors to stay. Unless they're family who understand the situation, or friends who understand the situation. The last thing I want to be doing is apologising to anyone for, oh, there's not enough water for a shower, etc. It's anyway, look, there you go. So I want to show you this just. So I'll just go out of, let me just, okay. This is the website. It's called Bealtaine Cottage. And Exchange for Labour. Rob, I don't really want anyone working here because the point is, when people visit Bealtaine Cottage, they're very enchanted by everything, which I totally understand. And they're also very inquisitive. They have 1,000,001 questions they want to ask me. And I understand that too. But in terms of anyone doing work here, by the time I've explained what it is I want doing, I would normally have just done it myself. And I find it very hard to entertain people. It's not me. Most of the time, I just quietly get on and do things. Servants, minions. Well, the book I'm reading at the moment, Rob, is a wonderful book, and Rita Sackville West, and I can tell you, she lived a life of absolute luxury. It's a fascinating glimpse into how the rich, I mean the mega rich, lived um, at the turn of the 20th century, looking at from about 1880 through to, well, actually through, I think she died in 1960 something, 68 or something. A fantastic read. Victoria Glendenning is an absolute brilliant biographer, and it's a rollicking story. I mean, anyone who likes, for example, oh, hi, Sean. Thank you very much, Sean. I appreciate that. Um, anyone who likes the series Downton Abbey would absolutely love this book. Now, is it still in, I think it must still be in print because it's such a popular one. I mean, it's been out now these years. But if you enjoy Downton Abbey, if you enjoy history and biographies, this is a great one. And gardens, because of course she was a great gardener. And do you know, I'll tell you something as well. Both her and her husband were gay. And they had this wonderful marriage. They had two sons. And but you see, this was how the aristocracy lived. You know, there was no big hoo-ha about anything. It was only when someone like, say, Oscar Wilde, you know, was caught out, that law had to be seen to be imposed. And but yeah, fascinating book, fascinating. I'm absolutely loving it, and I'm getting towards the end of it now, and it's making me feel a bit agitated because I wanted to go on and on. Anyway, the website. So this is the website, and it has two sort of columns on it. So I'll just start scrolling down, okay? So it's going to show. Oh, hold on a moment. I don't want to go back up and actually out. We just click on this. Slow because I'm using this. Okay, here we go. So this was yesterday's blog, which you'll find on the first page, you know, the front page of the website. Okay, and got some great photographs. If you haven't been on the website, please visit it because you will like it. And here on this side here is the Twitter feed. So you'll get the most recent tweets. If you're not on Twitter, you know, you'll be able to see all those tweets. And the website has got, it must be somewhere in the region of about 20,000 photographs on it now. I mean, it's absolutely huge. And that's the reason why I pay €300 a year to have this website kept up there, because of the huge amount of photographs on it, you know. I mean, it's all free and everything, you know, there's no big deal about it, and there's no advertising on it. I'll tell you, it's advertising. I love it. So I don't have any advertising on my YouTube, and I don't have any advertising on my website, okay? So this was yesterday's blog. Okay. Once I show you this, I'm going to show you something else then. So, goes all the way down. There's my washing hanging up yesterday before the storm arrived. There's my potatoes chitting in the sunlight. And there's the book, Vita. Victoria Glendenning. This is a painting of Vita Sackville-West. I mean, not just her story is fascinating, but her mother's story. It's just amazing. You'll have to actually, on the inside of the book, there's a family tree. Well, it took me 2 or 3 hours just to understand the family tree. It's so convoluted, but fantastic. And this was the scene from my veranda yesterday. Hard to believe it's the first week of March. And I cut all the rose hips, by the way, yesterday. If I just scroll back up, and you'll have a look then at the Twitter feed on the left. So it's coming up shortly. There's lots of stuff here on the left. These are little widgets, which I'll explain to you in a moment. Okay. So this is the Twitter feed now coming up, okay? These are the photographs I've just posted this evening. So there's the basket of rose hips. Look. Those are all the rose hips that I harvested yesterday. See? Okay, so I want to show you now how to access a specific blog on the website. How many blogs are on this website? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there's 700 or something. I don't know. Snow, it's amazing. Of course, snow in March is to be, expected, really. This is Bealtaine Cottage during the summer. That was the view in 2004. And that's the view in 2016. That was the view in 2004. And that was the view 12 years later. That was the cottage in 2004. And that was the in 2010. No, 12. Yeah, so there's lots of stuff like that in that left-hand column. But let's just have a look now for a very specific blog, because this is one I really want to share with you. And we'll go down. We'll go down, down, down. Down, down, down. Okay, so first of all, there's the calendar. Now, you can click on any of these and see if there was a blog written on that day. I think the days are highlighted that blogs were put up. But this is what I want you to notice here. See, it says search and then go. Okay? So I'm going to type in, because there's a very specific blog on my first book, A Cottage in 3 Acres. And I want to share this with you. So I'm going to type in A Cottage and 3 Acres, which is the name of my first book, okay? And then we'll just type go. Now let's see what's come up here. There should be a selection. Anything with A Cottage in 3 Acres tabbed in it. Okay, so this one here is A Cottage in 3 Acres, the book. So let's just click on this one. Let me see. There's a few to select from. A Cottage in 3 Acres, the Bealtaine story. An Irish cottage. You see, anything that has the book tabbed on it will come up. But let's have a look at the first one, because I think this is the one I want to share with you. A Cottage in 3 Acres, the book. So just click on that. And it should work quite fast, all of this. I mean, it's working fast now for me. And I only have a little hotspot. I don't have an internet connection. Right, so it's showing you the book, and it's giving you the blurb about the fact that it's printed in Ireland, it's posted from Ireland. The cost includes P&P, etc., etc. And then it's going on and going on. Oh no, but that's not the one I want to share with you. No. Okay, let's go back up. Did I click on that? I did, didn't I? just click on it again. This may not be the one I want to share with you. I don't know. Let me just check it. No, it stops there. Okay. So let's... Okay. Sorry, I'm messing about here. Wait. Okay, I'm going to go back down. Could probably do this quicker. I'm going to type in a cottage and 3 acres again. It might have been the second blog that I needed to click on. So let's just type in here. There we go. It's coming up for me. Okay, let's just click down again. So it's not that first one. Okay, I could be the second one here, so I'm going to click on this one. Yes, it is. Right, so it's showing you a picture of the book, the front cover, and gives you the blurb. Okay. Now, according to that, it's £27.50. It's actually €25, including P&P. But anyway, let's just go on down. Now, this is where it starts to get interesting, and which is what I want to share with you. So there's my address there if you want to pay by cheque. First of all, there is a video, and in the video I'm reading from the book. Okay, let me just click this. Now, this is a little surprise for you all. It's 20 minutes to 10 on Thursday the 11th of May, and I'm just sat here on the veranda of the lodge waiting very patiently for the rain to come. So I thought what I'd do, I would go into the house and grab the book, A Cottage and 3 Acres, and read a little bit from the book for you. So, I will go in at chapter, put my glasses on, that will make it easier, chapter 4. And chapter 4 is entitled Goddess Rising. Yes, I am. This is surreal. A Cottage and 3 Acres by Claire O'Neill. Chapter 4, Goddess Rising. Where did all the frogs come from? Within a year of digging out the ponds and stream beds, there was a convergence of frogs in the gardens of Bealtaine. Hundreds of frogs appeared in the ponds to begin what has become an annual love-in. It was one of the most remarkable sights I have ever witnessed. Word had spread on the froggy grapevine that there was a massive pond filled with spring water, waiting to be enjoyed. Irish amphibians are divided into 3 species: the natterjack toad, the smooth newt, frog. The natterjack toad is extremely rare, found as possible. I had collected up lots of stone and placed them around the shallow edges of the pond. I planted willow and dogwoods around the edges. Digging out soil around the water's edge, thus lowering the bank to water level, allowed for good and easy access in and out of the water for the creatures. Some of the frogs would leave the water to sit on the warm stones, basking in the sunshine. Just watching and listening to the frog cooking during that first spring at Bealtaine Cottage. All that had made sense to me before was being dissected, like pulling apart a jigsaw puzzle. I now knew how it all fitted together. It became clear to me just how every small detail was essential to the bigger picture. In the years since establishing the ponds, it has now been flagged up that the common frog, which is the only species we have in Ireland, is actually considered a threatened species by experts as their wetlands habitat is at. Sorry, because any of you who watched today's video will have seen the startling amount of frog spawn down in the pond. Crazy, absolutely crazy. During that first spring, the ponds were very exposed to the westerly winds, and at times, as the wind blew from the east, the bog garden itself would appear coldly desolate Indeed, and rather inhospitable. I found sources of willow growing on roadside verges and hedges as I went out walking. I always brought my secateurs with me, ready to claim another plant for the gardens. Right, I'm going to leave that there because you can go onto the website and play that little video. I have embedded it in there. What I want to do now is just scroll on down, because underneath that, the first 2.5 chapters of the book are there. So you can read them and enjoy them and decide whether you want to buy the book or not. Okay? So, good bit of reading. Chapter 2. Hi, Mary Rose. You see, I've put quite a lot up there. Chapter 3. I've just put half of that chapter up. There we go. So, 209 thoughts. I've read this. On a Cottage and 3 Acres, the Bealtaine story. Let's have some of these thoughts up. Oh. It doesn't matter how many times I read this post, I still feel magic. Absolutely beautiful, Clett. Thank you for reading chapters of your book. Your voice is soothing, has a ring of honesty and sincerity, serenity. Thank you so much. Oh, very nice. That's lovely. Oh. So 209 comments. There we go. So anyway, that's where you find that. So the name of the blog is A Cottage and 3 Acres, the Bealtaine Story. So that's what you would type into that wee search bar on the left-hand side, okay? Rosa, I think there was a little bit of a drop on this side, actually. Sandra, I think you need to keep up. Sorry, I just can't speak about it, really. Let me see now. So we can go back down onto the search bar. I'll just show you. So you go down, scroll on down. Sorry, Sandra, I didn't mean to sound curt. I'm sorry. Please accept my apologies, Sandra. I probably sounded rather curt, but I didn't really mean it like that. So there's the search bar, okay? And then what I've added, thank you, Sandra. What I've added here is top posts and pages, because you can just click on these. You can click on any of them and it'll bring you through to that particular post. So that's a good one there. Before Goddess, Permaculture and the Transformation. You've got how to make a willow arch for your garden for free. You've got an explanation of the Bealtaine project, how to make a willow wigwam, the colours of the Celts. The colours of the Celts is a very popular blog. Let me just click on that and have a little look. So, like I said, there's absolutely masses and masses of material on this website, and you will not be afflicted with advertising. All right? Thank you very much, Erin. Because my attitude is, I put all this stuff out there on the internet as a source of hope, a source of inspiration, but more than that, a way back to Mother Earth. I think that once you see her in the same light that I see her, I think that you've already opened the door to her, you know. Okay, so all these colours, of course the Celtic peoples absolutely loved colour. You know, they just absolutely loved colour, and they loved dressing up, and they also loved undressing because they had no problem with naked bodies and sexuality, okay? And more often than not, they would go into battle naked. And but anyway, colour was very important. And if you ever go on to, I think the Museum of Ireland has a website. Hi, Mary. And you'll be able to see some of the treasures in the Museum of Ireland. And even when it came to the gold jewellery that they made, I mean, they had to infuse that with all kinds of colour as well. So just going through the colours here, and so this is a very popular blog. I mean, personally, as you can tell from the cottage and the gardens, I too love colour. The fun and feng shui, yes. Yeah. You see, all those ancient peoples, Don, knew an awful lot more than what we know. I mean, they were where it's at. We've become quite moronic because we spend too much time listening to the television, listening to the corporations, listening to the politicians, listening to all these people who don't have a clue. It's the blind leading the blind. And all that wisdom from the past, do you know an awful lot of it's lost? Think about this. It only takes 2 generations for knowledge to be completely lost. And I'll give you proof of that. Do you remember the Romans? Remember the Romans? They had bathhouses. They had public toilets. They had public laundries. Cleanliness was really next to godliness in terms of their everyday life. They had aqueducts. They had running water in their homes. All of this stuff, okay? So the Romans left Britain in 520 AD. 520 AD, right? Go forward 1,000 years. Now, you'd think that 1,000 years later, the people of Britain would have far exceeded what the Romans were capable of. They didn't even have toilets. They didn't have running water in their castles. Do you know how they used to go to the toilet in the castle? They used to literally hang their bottom out of the window and let whatever come out fall to whatever unsuspecting peasant was down below. I shouldn't be laughing, but I'm thinking about Monty Python. Any of you who enjoy humour on that level will, of course, know of the Monty Python series. Yes. But what I'm saying, I know there's a lot of humour involved here, but the point I'm making is you see how all that knowledge was not just lost, but wasn't retrieved for another 1500 years, because the Romans left Britain in 520 AD. The flush toilet, in fact, the indoor toilet, came into being for those who could afford it at the turn of the 20th century. At the turn of the 20th century. That's 1500 years later. So that's how easy it is for a civilization, all that knowledge, and to, go backwards in time, you see. So that's why it's important. That's why it's important to have books around for a start, because books, of course, books are highly valued. If you want to know how highly valued books are, look at all the book burnings that took place over history. All the way down through history, they've taken books out and burnt them publicly, and they've burnt libraries. And yeah, Katrina, you're damned right. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And we need to spend more time speaking with our children and speaking with our young people and passing on the knowledge. Because you or I might not think that what we know is very important. But when we leave this earth, when our mortal bodies leave this earth, or not leave this earth, but when our consciousness leaves our body, should we say, that's it. That's it, So it's very important to share the knowledge, and I'm more than happy to keep the website going, keep the YouTube channel going. And I was really chewing the cud about Mark Boyle, and I've been reading a lot about what he's been up to recently, and I watched a few little videos online. There's not an awful lot up there about Mark, but for me, that's like a bridge too far. Yeah, I'm the same, Jane. Reading books. Books are very valuable. Very valuable. But anyway, see, I think it's important to keep a presence on social media. And oh, am I coming and going? It seems to be okay here. Is anyone else having a problem with the reception here? Sorry, I missed something there. What was that I missed? How did you go about obtaining your piece of land? I bought it. The only way to ensure that what you do is kept is to make sure you buy it. You go looking for land. You go looking for a house and land, and when you find one that's cheap, and I wasn't fussy. I wanted something that I could afford. And I happened to end up with what everyone perceived, and what was generally perceived to be the worst cottage, the worst land, the worst situation, probably in the whole of Ireland, which turned out to be the best. See? No, I've no TV here either. I've lived here now for 15 years in May and no TV. I'm quite happy without TV. You know something? I don't need to watch TV. Oh, are you? Okay. Um, there's nothing showing here that it's a poor signal. Thank you, Katrina. It's very kind of you to say that. Justine, I imagined very clearly what the land would become. Because I think that we, as human beings, have magic at our fingertips. I think by immersing our hands into the soil, into the earth, we make a direct connection with Mother. And if we do that with love and compassion and healing, a desire to help her heal, then the magic just starts spiraling everywhere. So I think that everybody is capable of magic. And that's something else that has been kept from us. I've been too busy planting my own trees, Misty. In fact, I've got an oak tree out there in the driveway in a big pot that's been left up here. This has become like an orphanage for trees. People keep leaving me trees that they've nowhere to plant, you know. And I've got to keep finding places for these beautiful beings, because I believe that trees are very much alive and they have a consciousness too. We all are, Lee. You know, I do deeply resent people who go onto social media and make themselves out to be, oh, you know, I'm channeling this great person, or I'm kind of conducting magic, or look how special I am. Every single one of us is special. Every one of us is capable of great magic. Okay? You don't need to be looking at what, you don't need to be putting people up on pedestals. And I know that a lot of people out there want to be up on pedestals looking down to everyone else. But you don't need those people. You have got the divine in you. You are connected to Mother Earth. And you're connected, so whatever magic she does is not beyond you. You are all part of this incredible life force. And it's an incredible power, and it's an incredible force, and never ever let anyone tell you that one person cannot make a difference. That's sheer rubbish, utter rubbish. And you don't need to be famous to make a difference. You just need to start connecting. Sorry, have I missed something there? Patty. Oh, I'm so sorry, Patty. I'm so sorry. My blessings to you and your family. And your brother, I'm quite sure, is very near you. It's very hard when you lose someone who's close to you because the physical, see, you never get over the physical loss. I'll tell you that now. You never get over that physical loss because to the end, you want to keep seeing them or hearing them. But that's the physical. To the extent that it's only now and then that you miss them physically. That's been my experience when I lost my mother and my father, but especially my mother. Because my mother was a much more free spirit in terms of how she thought. So, Patty, I'll be lighting a little candle later on and just, offering up some wishes for you because I believe that your brother is continuing on this incredible journey. He's collapsed on his king-size feather duvet. Well, I'm going to go and make a pot of tea because out there I've got a little tiny piece of poppy seed and lemon cake that a friend brought over earlier and is now sitting in the kitchen with my name firmly on it. So, blessings to you all. Blessings to you, Patty.